Hello, Comm 101. I'm your instructor, Courtney Key. Nice to meet you. I'm sorry this is coming very late to you all. I was not feeling very well last week, so yeah, it would not have been a very good introductory video, but as you can tell, it's nice and late, and there's a good reason for that. I'll explain more in just a moment, but I try and do a video introduction every semester just to let you know that there is somebody behind the course and that it is not run by a robot. So that's me. I've been teaching this class for as long as it's existed online, so that's a long time. But I won't date myself too badly. But I just wanted to let you guys know a little bit of what to expect for the long haul in the class, what to get used to just in the very beginning, what to do in case of emergencies, and also give you your only opportunity for extra credit in the whole class. And there's a reason for that too. So we'll go ahead and get started. So intro to me. Why is it so late and dark and flashy right now? Well, I only work at night. I have 2 kids, and I try to take as much advantage of the time I have with them during the day. So I do all of my work at nighttime. Again, I was not feeling very well last week, so I'm getting caught up, but I've tried my best to make sure I've been caught up on emails, so I apologize for being a little behind on this. In order to get you guys accustomed to what to expect for the rest of the course, I'll go through those beginning requirements. So remember that you need an audience requirement. You didn't need it for the introductory practice video, which basically is just testing out your configuration, your setup, make sure that you're visible, make sure that I can see you. I should be able to see you in your frame from the waist up, so not as close as I am, obviously. Also, you make sure you have your audience panned in the shot. All of your audience members should be 16 and up, and you need 6 of them. You can always have more than that are varying ages. Any family, any friends, whatever you'd like to do is fine, as long as you have those 6 people that are 16 and up. Also, make sure you keep track of your time. Okay, the speeches are going to get longer, so this will become important. Also, make sure you submit your speeches and docs on Connect. If you have some kind of problem, there's a way to get around that, but we'll talk about that later. But everything should go on Connect. There's a spot for you to upload things to Connect, including your documents, visual aids, etc., like if it's a PowerPoint, things like that. So for the class itself, for the topics you choose, please realize that there's no pressure to pick a topic that seems more interesting to others. I want you to pick something that's interesting to you. The best speeches you'll ever give are with topics that you feel passionately about, whether it be your hobbies or your line of work or just anything. For instance, I am a huge fan of baking and eating and all of that, so I would much rather give a speech on maybe the process of baking a cake rather than the process of preparing for a speech. It would just be something I would be more excited about, so that will translate well into your speech. So please make this class as enjoyable as it can be for yourself by choosing topics that you enjoy. Okay. Let's see. Oh yes, as the speeches get longer, make sure you prepare. So obviously you always have a prep outline, and you have other types of outlines depending on the speech. All of those things are written out on Blackboard, so none of that should be a surprise to you. But please do review what the expectations are. It's all in the class resources. Please make sure that when you do prepare, you don't memorize. You don't want to do that. Like right now, I'm looking at just an outline that I have. But if you memorize things, it will be very hard for you to keep track if you do happen to get lost. The shorter speeches are easier to memorize, so that's not as worrisome. But the longer speeches, please remember not to read off of a sheet. You don't want to read out word for word, because that's just reading aloud. That's not a speech. Make sure that you have note cards or your outline with you, just so you can keep track and kind of check mark where you're going, and make sure that you're going through everything that you want to go through. Also, as you know, this is a speech class, but there's also a discussion board component, so it's easy to overlook, and for some reason it always happens where we just kind of get into the habit of doing those big speeches and then putting the discussion board to the wayside. It's easy points, so take advantage. There's the Learn Smart activities and the discussion board. activities. So just remember, for full credit, you need to have 2 peer responses for many of them. And they just should be thoughtful, not one-word responses. Also, there's peer reviews. I actually don't count those as a grade, but I do encourage you, especially in a class this small, which I prefer also. It's very good for solidarity's sake that you do review each other's speeches. Just take a look. You can learn a lot from each other and encourage one another. I strongly wish that you would be constructive, and if you have any criticism, but just try and think of things that you could say to help one another, because we're all in this together is the idea, right? So also, I understand that emergencies happen. Don't worry about it. You don't ever have to have a situation where you need to reach me immediately. I am not at all under the impression that we are in an Ivy Tech school bubble. I know you guys all have lives outside of the class, even the online class. So, if you have an emergency, just email me. And as you can see, it is very late, and I check late, as you know. So if you don't hear from me, like if you email me in the morning and I don't reply, that's why. But I will, and I check my email nightly, except for this past week, because I wasn't doing so great. But I'm okay now. Otherwise, you won't see me too much, but I just wanted to say hello. I'm excited to get to meet all of you, to learn more about you, and to learn as much about your passions as you care to share. It's going to be really exciting. And I'm always easy to reach. If you do ever encounter a problem, make sure that you email me promptly, and also be proactive in coming up with a solution to that problem. If it's an issue with Connect, that it's just not uploading your video, which happens a lot, especially in times where people are uploading all at once, because obviously we're not the only online section of Comm 101 that goes to Connect. So if you're uploading all at once, things kind of get stopped. So I recommend going a little earlier if you can, and not waiting till just before the deadline is over. But if it just won't go, and sometimes it happens, if it just won't go, use YouTube, please. Make sure, if you do use YouTube, to put it on a public setting, not unlisted and not private, because I won't be able to see it sometimes. Especially on private, I won't be able to see it, but unlisted for some reason sometimes works, sometimes doesn't for me. But put it on public. I'll let you know when I've seen it, and I've given you feedback, and then you can delete it if you're uncomfortable with it being there. But yes, if you do upload to YouTube, you email me the link. Make sure again that it is public. Also, email me with that link the documents that you might need to send that go along with it. That's basically it. Know that I don't expect perfection, otherwise you wouldn't be in this class at all. But some of you I know might be more natural speakers. Some of you might be just kind of getting this done because you need to, which I know is the case a lot. But some of you might be terrified of this class, and I know I was when I had to take it. But don't be. I want you guys to have a good experience, and I want it to be fun for you, at least as fun as it can be. So I just hope that you will aspire to achieve more in this classroom, and that's basically it. So I'll be submitting along with this video some questions, and you just have to email me the answers by the end of the day on Friday to receive possibly 10 extra bonus points. So I hope you have a wonderful week, and I can't wait to get to know you guys more. Bye-bye.